Let's take a quick look at Ordinance 22-7, also known as Bill 41, that was recently enacted to regulate short-term vacation rentals. First, here's a brief history. This legislation was introduced by Councilmember Tommy Waters by request of Honolulu Mayor Rick Blangiardi's administration. The intent was to rid residential neighborhoods of illegal and disruptive short-term vacation rentals. Although HBR agrees vacation rentals do not belong in residential neighborhoods, this law affects all short-term rentals, not just the ones that are rented to tourists. During the COVID shutdown, when travel stopped, neighborhoods experienced life without short-term vacation rentals, and there was strong momentum to bring about change. HBR and CAC have spent and still continue to spend time and energy to understand, clarify, and educate realtors and the public about the effects of Bill 41. We've met one-on-one with all the council members at least twice to discuss Bill 41. We've submitted written and oral testimony and attended many hours of subcommittee and full council hearings. We even met with DPP and we met with the mayor. We created and set out calls for action, which asked HBR members and the community to submit their testimony to their council member and to the mayor. Thousands of testimonies were submitted by people both in support of and opposing Bill 41. HBR was able to get a little more than 600 testimonies from members submitted before the final hearing. Thank you to those who participated. On April 13th, the bill went before the full City Council, and they voted 8-1 in favor of passing Bill 41. Councilmember Andrea Topola is the only council member to vote against this bill. Despite the strong push from the mayor's administration, she reached out to stakeholders to better understand the true effects of this bill on the community. The mayor signed this bill into law in Kailua on April 28th, and it became Ordinance 22-7. Currently, there are 793 NUCs, non-conforming use certificates, that will expire on September 30, 2022. Once the bill was signed into law on April 28th, DPP had 180 days to create administrative rules. This means Ordinance 22-7 will be in full effect on October 23, 2022. Currently, registration for new STRs is suspended, but DPP expects to open registration for new STRs on October 23rd. Owners of dwelling units that currently are being rented for 30 consecutive days, up to 89 consecutive days, may continue renting. On April 23, 2023, all such rentals must either cease renting, convert to 90-day or longer leases, or have registered to become a new legal transient accommodation. No new bed and breakfast or transient vacation units will be allowed in residentially zoned areas. Resort mixed-use areas are permitted areas, and they include locations in Kahala, Waikiki, Ko'olina, Laie, Ewa, Makaha, and Kuilima. This is where short-term rentals are allowed to operate. After October 23rd, DPP may allow registration for new STRs if they're located in resort areas. The initial registration fee is $1,000 for new non-conforming use certificates, and the annual renewal fee for existing NUC owners is $500 every year. Any advertisement for a rental of unregistered units may not include daily or less than 3-month rental rates. All advertisements for properties that do not have resort zoning or an NUC must include the statement, "This property may not be rented for less than 90 consecutive days. Rental prices will not be reduced or adjusted based on the number of days the rental is actually used or occupied." All advertisements for legal STRs must provide the registration or NUC number and tax map key on advertisements. Transient occupants must park on site and not on public streets. The Honolulu Board of Realtors continues to be a strong advocate for housing availability for all. The homeownership and rental needs of our community include short-term housing with a minimum rental period of 30 days. We know there are many legitimate short-term housing needs that have nothing to do with tourists. Data from DBEDT show the average vacation stay is between 7 and 10 days. By eliminating rental periods between 30 and 89 days, Ordinance 22-7 infringes on private property rights and conflicts with the Landlord-Tenant Code. With your help, HBR will continue to advocate for short-term rentals of 30 days or longer across the community. You also can volunteer. Become a member of the City Affairs Committee. Contact me for more information. Mahalo.